Thank you for calling in to the Sparkle Spot Opportunity Night. My name is Geraldine Payne. I'm going to start off talking a little bit about myself, and then we're going to start talking about the accessories, the company, and just, some basics about paparazzi and how it all works. I'm going to start out by talking about myself. I was actually on one of my local yard sale Facebook groups, and I came across a post from Michelle Egan, and she was looking for consultants in my area, and I wasn't really looking to do anything like this. I never really had sold anything. I didn't think I had enough friends or I had enough time, all the excuses that I came up with. But I decided, $5 jewelry was pretty awesome. I mean, if I was going to sell anything, I think it would be something that personally I could actually afford. I can't afford necessarily to pay Leo Sophia prices or, Mary Kay prices as much as I love their products. I just can't afford that. So I figured, $5, pretty much anybody can afford to buy a $5 item. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and sign up. And I signed up with a $300 kit. I signed up at the end of April of this past year, 2012. I currently am a producer in the company. I believe there's about maybe 20 to 30 of us at this rank at this point. Since signing up back in April, I have not only met really great people, made new friendships, both with other consultants as well as people I've met through parties. I've also had it change my life, as now I don't have the situation where I was living paycheck to paycheck. Before, we weren't making it. I'm a teacher, so I am college educated, but even on my teaching salary, we could not make payments every month on something. Some things had to be shuffled from month to month. Do I pay my student loan or do I pay the light bill? Well, the light bill's going to win. But since then, I've managed to increase my team, have a lot of parties, and I'm averaging a pretty good monthly, not salary, but monthly commission rate, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Let's see. The accessories from Paparazzi, as you know, are all $5 plus tax. We do have little girl jewelry that sells for $1. They're constantly adding new items to the inventory, and that means that sometimes we don't have the items forever. So what I like to do is when I have my parties or my events, I tell ladies, I say, if you see something you like, make sure you buy it now, because I can't promise next time you see me I'm going to have it. Generally, my inventory turns over at least maybe once every 1 to 2 months. That means I don't have anything from when I started back in April. Everything I now have is, even October probably. The thing I love about Paparazzi is it's so easy to sell. I'm not a salesperson. I never thought I would be able to sell anything. But I don't really have to sell this. The accessories just really talk for themselves. They sell themselves. I wear them out when I'm doing my errands. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to the post office. I go to work. Whatever I need to do, I'm wearing Paparazzi with me. And not only does it make me feel better, that new accessory perks you up, but it also allows other people to see the accessory and say, hey, I love your necklace. Where did you get that from? And I can go and tell them, well, I sell it. It's only $5. And then it strikes up a whole conversation of maybe they'll have a party, maybe we'll find a new consultant, maybe they just want to buy that piece. I mean, I've sold a piece. I sold a bracelet off my wrist before. I sold a necklace off my neck. So you never quite know with Paparazzi what will happen, but it is, fun to do. It's a fun, I call it a job. It's not really a job. I love doing this. There's no presentations really when you sign up for Paparazzi and have a party. Basically, when I go to my parties, and everybody's a little different, but I'll tell you about me. I basically have them come in and I bring my jewelry, my accessories. I bring my stands or my display pieces, and I set them up, and then I just step back, and then ladies come in and shop. And the way that most paparazzi parties are organized is that it's an open house kind of style, where it's not, you come at 5 o'clock and leave at 7. We might have an open house party go from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8, and ladies just come and go during that period. Now, if your guests want to stay up that long, that's fine. I mean, the rules so they can't, but I know lots of people are busy, so it's something where maybe your best friend wants to come to your party, but she's got to go take her little girl to Girl Scouts, or she's got to go to karate or whatever. She can literally stop in for 5 minutes, have a brownie, have a little socialization, get that couple pieces, and get on her way. So it's not something that you have to invest a lot of time in as a customer. There's no taking orders. I don't have to deliver any products to anybody. I don't have to buy catalogs constantly. It's so different than every other DS company. It's a lot easier when you don't have to remember, I have to go give this to this person. I have to go box up this order. That kind of thing. Basically is I come in, I set up, you pick what you want, you purchase it, and you take it home. And that's the bottom line. That's how easy this is. A little bit more about the company. Paparazzi was founded back in December 2010. They really didn't get started with their website until January 2011, but they were founded in Utah by two sisters. Their names are Misty and Channy, and they actually started the company by making and selling their own jewelry for $5. And they decided that after they had so many ladies come in and say, hey, I want to do this too. Can I get on this? They said, okay, well, we're going to start it as a DS business, a direct sales business. And they originally started out with 12 consultants. Well, right now we have about 12,000 consultants in the United States, but, a third to a half of them are in and around Utah where it was founded. We're just now basically getting out into other states, the eastern side, things like that. We actually had our first convention last year, and about only 500 people attended. That tells you how small Paparazzi really is. When you think of all these other companies that have conventions and they have thousands, tens of thousands of people at this convention, it really shows you how small we are and what a great opportunity it would be to go ahead and get in on that ground floor. I can't imagine being on the ground floor of a huge corporation like Mary Kay. I mean, that would be fantastic. But the point now with Paparazzi that we still have that ground floor opportunity, but it's not, things are more settled. The company is running great. They're great. The founders are great. They have a great team. They actually are small enough now that they know you personally. So I think it's a great opportunity to get into a company where not only can you make some money, make some friends, but, you can also have a kind of a little more personal reaction or relationship with some of the founders. Let's see. The good thing to remember, like that Paparazzi is different than everybody else, is, Mary Kay ladies or Fenty ladies or whatever, they all have the same stock. As Paparazzi consultants, you actually, even though if your next door neighbor is selling it, you will never have the same exact inventory as they do. With the constant high turnover rate of selling things, meaning I sell it so fast, you have to buy, there's no two consultants that are going to have the same exact inventory. So, they might come to a party on a Wednesday and buy 5 pieces, and they might go to somebody else's consultant party on Friday, and they might have maybe 1 piece in common, but they'll have 40, 100, 200 different pieces. So it's a constantly changing up. I mean, I've had women call me up and say, when are you having your next party? Because I need the Paparazzi fix. I need to find a piece to match this outfit. And I will literally say, I will come to you. You can come to me. I will open up my house. I will open up my car trunk. Whatever you need. If you need a piece, you call me. We'll set you up. But that's another thing about the great style of open house parties we have is that, it's not so rigid. You can have your friends say, hey, you can bring your friend if you want. Let them bring all the friends and family they want. It just gets, the host a little bit more rewards. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the actual company, like the compensation plan. Not everyone decides that they are going to have a downline. I have decided I was going to do that. That's what helped me get up to the producer level. Downlines are when you have new team members that you've recruited or you've brought onto your team. And from day one, if you bring someone onto your team, you will get 5% of what they sell, 5% commission. Now, once you get your third active team member under you, in a month, you'll move up to a director. And what that means is now you're bumped up from a 5% commission, you're bumped all the way up to a 10% commission off that line that you have gotten. There's 3 or more ladies that are active that month. Well, as you grow your team and you get more confident and you'll grow up and you'll be able to get to a rank that's called Premier Director, which basically means you have about 3,000 OV, which is 1,500 pieces, are purchased from your downline every month, and you'll move up, and you'll get now not only on the people you sponsor 10%, but you'll get 5% off of the people they sponsor and the people they sponsor. We go all the way up to something called a Maverick A-lister, and actually we just have our first jet setter as well. There are some levels that you can expect to make if you do decide to have a downline or your own team. There is an idea of what you get each month in commission, and this is not including retail profit. This is just off the commission on your downline on the ladies underneath you. If you're a director, you will get between $100 and $300 a month. If you're a premier director, you'll expect to earn about, $300 to $1,000. If you're a producer like I am, you can expect to earn about $1,000 to $2,500 a month. Executive producer is $2,500 to about $5,000 a month. Fashionistas, I believe we have about 10 fashionistas now in the company. You can expect to earn about $5,000 to $13,000 a month. An A-lister is about $13,000 to $19,000. And then the Maverick A-lister, she goes up to $25,000. And I know that our jet setter now is probably around the $30,000 to $35,000 a month commission. So these are real numbers. There are real people earning these real numbers. I don't want you to think that it's going to be you come in and all of a sudden you're making $20,000 a month. Just like anything in life, the more you put into it, the more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. If you want to just have parties and rock it that way, that's fine. You don't have to have a downline. That's totally up to you. If you are, if your goal is to, hey, I want to quit my job, stay home with my kids, and I need to get to that executive producer to get, $2,500 a month, then we'll work it that way. We'll support you. We'll get you ranked up there, and you can possibly quit your day job. Paparazzi could be a lot of different things for different people. It doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all. If you want to be the consultant, like I said, just to buy inventory and sell inventory, you go for it. If you want to be a consultant that has maybe 3 people on your team, that's maybe your sisters or maybe team members you want to work closely with, it's up to you what you want to do. Now, there is an active status. In order to get commission from your downline, you have to purchase 25 items a month, which is 50 PV, personal volume, to become active. And you only get your commission on your downline if you're active. Now, you also, when you're active, are put into what's called a consultant finder on the internet, on the Paparazzi website, and where people can put in their zip code, and you'll come up and they'll give them your email address and your phone number. So that's another great reason to be active as well, because then you'll be able to be found in case somebody's saying, oh, I heard about Paparazzi, but I don't have a lady. Who can help me? They can find you. Where can you sell Paparazzi? Well, this is a great question. Basically, anywhere you can think of, you can sell it, basically. You can do events like fairs, shows, expos, festivals. You can do one-on-one selling. I do that a lot when somebody says, I need a birthday gift. I'll swing on by. You can do that. Home parties. You can have basket parties. There are so many great ways to have and to sell Paparazzi. Let's see. While you're waiting, if you decide to sign up, while you're waiting for a kid, what I suggest you do is come up with 3 parties. The first party, of course, is always going to be your party. You want to introduce yourself to your friends, your family. You want to associate your name with Paparazzi. So you'll have an open house, and you'll say, hey, come on by, stop in. You can have a brownie. You can have punch. We can socialize. You can see some great accessories. And that way it kind of introduces your friends and family to the actual accessories. So they can start saying, oh, I love Paparazzi. Let me see if I want to have a party. So that's a great way to get the party started as well. Also, there's, like I said, no presentations, just come and go. Like I said, have them bring their friends and family. Have them say, okay, well, maybe you want to set up a party. Well, I'll give you a reward if you have a party booked from your party. When you're asking your friends and family to have a party, don't ask them if they'll have a party. Ask them when they're going to have a party, because once they see these accessories, they're going to love them, and they're going to want some parties, and they're going to want some free stuff. When I started, I didn't know a lot of people, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to sell because I didn't know people. But I took, I had my inventory, I took it into work, and sold. And the lady said, okay, I want to have a party. So she had a party, and then pretty much once I got my first little party started, they kind of just snowballed off each other, meaning they built on each other. Like, I would have a party for Mary, and then Mary's friend Sally wanted a party, and then somebody from Sally's friend wants a party. So, it's a great way to meet new people. I mentioned something called a basket party. What that is you take a box, a basket, whatever you have, and you'll pack up some accessories, however many you want to, and you send it with the hostess. And what the hostess will do then is she is responsible for the items and for selling them. And she'll take the items with her, and she will sell them for you. She'll collect the money from you, and then, after a week or so the party is over, you'll meet up with her, and you'll collect the basket back with whatever's left and all of the inventory that did not sell, and you'll give her her hostess reward. So basically, with a basket party, she is basically doing your job for you, kind of. And I like basket parties a lot for the ladies that are kind of on the fence about selling paparazzi. They might want to do it, but they're not sure if they can do it. That's a great way to say, hey, if you don't know for sure, let me go ahead and set you up with this. And you can see if you could sell it, which, pretty much I know everyone can. So let's see. You can also take, like I said, I take basket parties to my work. You can send them with your husband. Just think outside the box. You don't have to necessarily have a party every time. Let's see, in conclusion, paparazzi is amazing. I will always, always be grateful for the fact that I kind of stumbled on paparazzi. Wasn't quite looking for it, but I was interested, and I said, let me try this. I am the type of person that doesn't normally jump into things. I'm a worrier. I like to make lists. I like to weigh facts. And finally I said, I'm going to jump in. I'm just going to try it and see what happens, because you know what? $300 kit, that's not bad. That's kind of things. Even if I can't sell them, I can buy them. I can give them away. I can wear them. So, it wasn't that big of a risk factor for me. And I know that for some people, myself included, $300 is a lot of money. But sometimes you just got to jump in. I had to have garage sales to raise the money to get my kit, because like I said, I lived paycheck to paycheck. We weren't making it. But from April to now, it's such a different life for me. I'm not saying that I don't have to work. I still am a teacher. I still work my full-time job. But I want to get to that point eventually where I can stay home and be with my son. So not only has it changed my financial life, like I said, I've met some really awesome people. I have friends from all over the country that I never would have known because they're on my team, they're on my uplines team. So it's a great way to meet people. I also have a lot more friends around here that I would have never, ever had a chance to meet without having a party for them. And I just want to say that paparazzi is just so much fun. It is so much fun. You have to stick with it. It's easy. Just keep going. We'll keep each other motivated. On our Facebook pages and groups, we'll keep each other motivated. We'll share ideas. There's no way that I will let you fail if you stay with me or if you stay with a lady you're going to sign up with. So if you've been talking to someone that, has been telling you all about paparazzi and you just want to hear a little more about it, go back to them. If you have questions, ask them. Talk to them. And if you decide to sign up through them. If you've been talking to me and you want to sign up to me, you have my details. You can do that too. If you have any questions, like I said, get back with the ladies that you were talking to before, or you can message me if you were speaking to me. All right, well, thank you so much for calling in. And if anyone has any questions, just like I said, get a hold of someone, and we'll be glad to help you. Thanks so much, ladies. Have a great night. Bye-bye.